We're going to begin tonight with the start of a murder trial, one of those stories that seems stranger than fiction. A couple from Beaverton, the husband a well-loved and well-known culinary instructor here in Portland, murdered on a summer morning 4 years ago at the cooking school. The wife, a romance novelist who once wrote an essay entitled "How to Kill Your Husband," now accused of doing that very thing. We don't cover trials very often on this show, but we could not resist this one. Let's have Galen Etlin show us how we got here.
In June 2018, students at the former Oregon Culinary Institute found the popular instructor shot, and he soon died.
He made such an impact, obviously, on so many people.
Nancy was at Daniel's memorial that June as police looked for the killer. Then, months later, they arrested her in September. Grieving friends and students were divided.
I was completely shocked and disgusted. Especially somebody that's been with him for as long as she had been with him could just do something so cold-hearted.
I can't imagine. I just don't think she's capable.
Police knew when Daniel entered the Culinary Institute. Nancy told them she was home at the time, but court documents say this surveillance showed her car driving through the area.
I don't know what could be more pivotal, Your Honor, than her being at the exact time and place that a murder is occurring when no one else is there, and then she lies about it.
Nancy surrendered a gun to police that matched the murder weapon, but police said at first it appeared to be unused. Later, they said eBay records showed she bought a new slide and barrel. Her defense pointed out police never found duplicate parts.
Possible that it was involved in the murder, but it's also possible that it wasn't. It's possible.
The more sensational part of this case comes from Nancy's past work, writing romance novels.
She authored a whole series, including The Wrong Hero, The Wrong Lover, and The Wrong Husband. The question is Crampton-Brophy the right suspect in this real-life murder?
Her neighbor wasn't so sure.
But you never know. It could go one way, it could go the other.
Nancy also penned a blog titled How to Murder Your Husband in 2011. Friends say writing that blog as a fiction writer does not prove she's the killer.
She's just not that type of person. She wasn't some conniving, don't care, don't give a darn type person. This is a woman who truly loved her husband.
Audio of Nancy speaking to investigators shows some of that emotion.
I don't care about who shot him. I just want him back. I don't want him dead.
But prosecutors maintain Nancy stood to gain $1.5 million in life insurance and other funds from her husband's death, from the neighbor who said it could go either way.
I'm not ready to convict her, and I don't think it's right to do that.
There's nothing quite like opening statements in a high-profile murder trial like this. It's a chance for both the prosecutor and the defense to make their first impressions on the jury. The state lays out a roadmap of what they believe the story to be behind the murder. Why did it happen? How did it happen? What sort of planning went into it? The defense, of course, will try to sow seeds of doubt in the jury. Maybe the evidence does not show what the state says it does. Maybe they have the wrong person on trial. I got to tell you, I've covered several cases like this, and when you're there in the courtroom, it's the most fascinating thing that you've ever seen. More than a movie, more than a performance. Now, we can't take you there physically, but we can give you a taste through video. First up, the prosecutor, Sean Overstreet, with the Multnomah County District Attorney's Office, who explained that Nancy, the accused killer, met the victim, her husband Dan, when she attended the culinary school. He was her teacher. Eventually, they got married. Later, they ran into financial troubles. I'll warn you, at the very beginning, his audio is not great, so we've got closed captioning that we're putting on the screen for you. Then we're going to hear from the defense team. Here's part of the state's opening statement.
The financial struggles really began to develop in 2016 as the two struggled to pay their $1,530 mortgage starting in June of that year. At one point, they even drained their only retirement account, a 401k, that had about $35,000 in it. And they also took a $5,000 loan on a life insurance policy. They used that money to catch up on on the mortgage, to pay for home renovations, landscaping, pay for the IRS, pay for some travel, housekeeping, storage, and Ms. Brophy spent about $1,500 of that money on guns and gun parts. They were also spending well over $1,000 each month on life insurance premiums. Due to a pattern of overspending, they were on track again to be in financial despair within months. By late 2017, financial despair evident and no end in sight as their mortgage just continued to rise due to a mortgage rate increase. Nancy started researching and planning the murder of Dan Brophy. Nancy started first by researching ghost guns online. Ghost guns are available for purchase online. They are marketed as unserialized, unregistered, and untraceable firearms. They sell them as a kit online.
The prosecutor showed the jury this video of Nancy's dark-colored van driving toward the camera the morning of the murder. It's also driving toward the cooking school. Then later, Dan Brophy's white pickup, also seen arriving at the culinary school. The prosecutor argues Nancy surprised her husband inside after he had opened up the school for the day.
Nancy shot him first in the back, penetrating his spine and piercing through his heart. After Dan fell onto his back, possibly paralyzed from the first shot, Nancy fired one more round into his chest, also piercing through Dan's heart. The medical examiner concluded that either shot could have been fatal.
The prosecutor hammered home on the financial motive, saying investigators found 10 different life insurance policies. Plus, Nancy Brophy would get the equity in their home and also get payments from workers' comp because her husband died at work. Of course, there is another side to this case, today argued by veteran defense lawyer Lisa Maxfield. She told the jury there were a bunch of life insurance policies because Nancy Brophy used to sell life insurance and made a commission off selling them to others, but also to herself. And she said there's one big reason her client did not kill her husband.
During this trial, the state will present a circumstantial case that begs you to cast a blind eye to the most important circumstance of all. What's that? Well, it's love. 24 years, 10 months, 2 days. From the first day of their marriage to the last, Nancy Brophy was grateful. She had a husband who was adventurous, loving, playful, and she knew it was a rare gift. Nancy Crampton-Brophy has always been thoroughly, madly, crazy in love with Daniel Brophy, and she still is today. And Dan Brophy was in love with her, so much so that he talked to both his male and female friends about how much he appreciated his marriage. He was a wonderful man. And for Nancy Brophy, he was perfect. Their friends, no matter how they knew them, considered their marriage to be exemplary, even delightful.
Nancy Brophy is in court. There she is there in the light blue sweater. Her attorney said she will take the stand in her own defense.